Yo, what is going on, everyone? Thanks so much for tuning in. As always, much appreciated. My name is Ashline. In this video, we are continuing with the conservation entrance. In the previous episode, we started on the foundation of the building, also the outside of that with the metal beams and the wooden pillars. That section is pretty much finished. And in this video, we're going to be continuing with like the finer details, that is. We'll not finish it, and the inside of the building will still be completely empty. As of now, we still need to think about how we're going to be filling that in. There are a couple options that we are able to implement in this building. And it's a shop, for example, but also a meeting room type of building. So an office of some sort for staff members. A couple options for us. As of now, a little unsure on what to do. So for now, we'll leave it at that. But the video itself will focus more on a hallway and a extra building. The extra building will not really be shown in this video, but you will see snippets in the next one. And that hallway will pretty much combine the two buildings together to form one. And when it's all finished, it's sort of serving as a big wall of some sorts to make a kind of plaza in the middle. And we already created something in there on stream, which are live over on Twitch. I'll leave a link in the description down below, which will redirect you to set channel over on Twitch, where you'll be able to see all the progress live whenever we do build in Planet Zoo, and all the the snippets and the progression are be able to be checked out live over there. So if you haven't already, feel free to stop on by in a future live stream. So you're able to see all the progress live and how we tackle specific issues and how we come up with ideas. So if you're interested, Twitch is the place to be in terms of live content. But the plaza will serve as a natural area for guests to kind of spread out, because of course we will be using this building as an entrance. So there will be a parking lot later on. And of course also buses to have the guests spawn in the zoo. And if we would combine them all together into one entrance, it will be very congested with the amount of guests that are there because it's too busy. And to try to prevent that in some way, we're going to be diversing them over into multiple directions. Very similar of what we've been doing and done over in the previous entrance that we created in the default area, the default entrance, that bit with 2 free buses, and from there the guests were able to use 5 or 6 different entrances to spread them out over in that area. Because if we would only place one, all of those guests that would spawn in those buses, or from those buses rather, they would have to use that one single entrance, and that will be way too many people just for one entrance. So we're going to be doing something very similar with this building too. So as of now, we're thinking on placing 1 or 2 gates, entrance gates, inside this building too. But this could also just serve as a starting building, and then whenever guests sort of walk through it, because there's also an exit on the opposite side of this building, the side that doesn't contain the metal beams and the wooden pillars. There's an exit there. So if we do place a path through it, guests are able to walk through the building, enter the plaza, and then later on, whenever guests are in that sort of area, they'll be able to use gates from there to make them spread out in that section. There's still a couple options here, so it's still kind of figuring out what's going to be the best to do for us altogether. But we'll come up with an idea at some point, and whenever that's all sorted, we're able to continue with the build and work from there. So ideas in the beginning are very important, and from there you're able to see what's best for the situation. And as of now we haven't really found it yet, so that's all right though. That's sort of how it works and how it goes normally. Ideas flow, that's what they say. With the hallway, we are starting with that right now. We use a method that has been sort of done previously too, and that is to make one section of the hallway and then use that section to duplicate it. A couple ways of doing this though. I've seen other content creators use one section of a building, for example, and then a little further away or close to the building they place one of those pillars, a mud pillar for example, and from there they're able to like duplicate that section and then it's sort of like gridded nicely. I usually don't do that with these type of buildings. I usually just like go kind of like out there. So what I do is create like one section, as what we are doing right now, and copy that, place it on the opposite side, so like a 180 degree sort of turnaround, and then use that whole section to like combine it. Most of the time, I'm not entirely sure like why that is. I think it's like specific items that are used in a specific way that issue sort of occurs. But whenever we do that, it never really sort of goes in a smooth circle. And I'm fairly certain that is because we're not using that mud pillar in the middle. For this instance though, and with these type of buildings that are like curved, usually I don't really find it like an issue. Because like most of the time it's like a little like off-gridded and not like a perfect circle. And for this instance, because it's just like one hallway, it doesn't really have to be a perfect circle. So it's more like an oval shaped, like an eye shaped, if that makes sense. Like one half of the eye. It's sort of like, it's circular, but also like not really. It's kind of stretched. And that's like pretty much what's going to be happening later with this building too. So there will be like one hallway with the big building and a smaller similar building combined, and that will like serve as a plaza. Like pretty much what we were able to see in the thumbnail of this video. That's pretty much like how it's going to be looking later on whenever the hallway is finished, and also when the plaza is finished. So everything together is like conservation based. So that means, you know, like a lot of foliage, a lot of nature all around, and that will be like the core of this area, like conservation. Cool thing is though with the DLC that has been released, a couple of those items are also being used in this building. So it will be like a lot of wood, yeah, like again trees, bushes, a lot of nature, a lot of foliage to make it like natural looking. And of course with the shop that we also created some time ago, they'll also be part of this whole area. Not quite sure how that's going to be placed, but we'll be using it and also like together use it for like proportion measurements, if that makes sense. So that we're not like really making things like too big, because the shop that we created a couple of videos ago, which I will also leave a link in the description down below for, is yeah, like something that we will add and is a eye catcher kind of this area. Of course, the main entrance building, the big one, is going to be like the main eye catcher of this area because it's the biggest building, or at least going to be the biggest building. And like the shop will be one of them, but like a smaller one. So if you do create like bigger buildings around it, then that eye catcher feel kind of will be taken away, because it's, yeah, like not going to be the biggest building in that area. So they'll be like the biggest one. I guess you can see that we are like filling around a little bit, so the video passes a whole lot here and there. I try to like minimize it as much as possible, but there's still like a couple bits here and there where the pass is still happening. And like we started on that one section that we talked about just now, and we are changing the proportions of the items. So what that means, if we have one perfect section going, we are able to duplicate that later and then make like a perfect circle. Like you'll see that, or at least a perfect hallway, so to speak. You'll see that like later on. It's a lot of finicking around and sort of making it all like nice together and also like fitting. And like you'll also see that we will be deleting sections that we placed just now. Because like we usually like place one area, or at least like one section of the hallway. That's like the middle one in this instance. And then later on we will like once again delete the outer bits. Just for like measurements and make sure that everything sort of fits nicely to, yeah, like not glitch through each other and that the building itself doesn't like really work together anymore later. So that's pretty much like how I, yeah, like make these buildings all together. And yeah, like usually it does work out. It's a lot of finicking around though, and a lot of like deleting. So it's not like super, yeah, like smooth sailing. It's not that we like build one section and be done with it like after like one build session, if that makes sense. Like after one try. It requires like loads of tries to get it sort of going. But yeah, like as long as it works at the end, that's pretty much, yeah, like the important bit. And that's what's going to be happening later down the line. Yeah, like for now though, I will leave you with the remaining of the speed build. Hopefully you will enjoy as always. All the links will be in the description down below for the Twitch channel, but also for previous videos of the build, and also like the previous build, of course, with the previous entrance, if you haven't seen that before. So feel free to check those videos out if you haven't already. And hopefully you will enjoy this raiding video. So for now though, I want to thank you all so much. I will see you all later. Enjoy. Have a good one. Bye bye.